27, 2014 Village Board meeting. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance led by Trustee Stapleton.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
This evening we will be starting with Trustee Mikos,
Here.
Sigowski absent, Stapleton,
Here.
and Jordan absent. Blatzer. Here. Caldekas.
Present.
Next on the agenda is the consent agenda, which consists of approval of minutes for January 6, 2014, January 13, 2014, December 16, 2013, and January 13, committee of the whole as well, January 13, 2014. Approval of disbursements, an ordinance amending Lemont Municipal Code, Chapter 5.04 for alcoholic beverages, creating a Class A liquor license, an ordinance amending the Lemont Municipal Code, Chapter 5.04, increasing the number of Class A liquor licenses, a resolution approving the minutes for certain closed session meetings, a resolution provided for the destruction of certain verbatim recordings of closed session meetings, an ordinance amending Title 15 of the Lemont, Illinois Municipal Code related to two-family dwellings. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Trustee Caldekas, second by Trustee Blatzer. We have on the creation of the licenses and adding, we had a liquor control meeting tonight, approved by all liquor commissioners for Pollyanna Brewing Company. They're going to be opening a microbrewery in the corner spot of the Talcott Plaza, just down from where the Bottles is. It is a long process. They have to have their federal license approved first before they get their state and local licenses, but it's more of a formality tonight to get the local liquor license. Because we had to create a new license that totally was based upon a brewing company, so we didn't want to have more brew companies come in and just ask for. So more brew companies come in and start wanting to do breweries in Lemont to try to give them somewhat protection when somebody else wants to come to the table and present a business plan. Their hope is to have their license from the federal government by within 4 months. The time frame has moved up a little bit from the federal government. They're working with the city of Chicago to work with the state as far as on the state license, because again, it's all they're more concerned about is the taxes that they want to collect from the federal and state level. It's not so much how they're going to brew or what they're going to brew. It's making sure that they pay the appropriate taxes when they make it and they sell it. So from that point, there's a long lead time on some of the items, the stainless steel tanks and the piping that has to go in and the construction work, the material lift for outside. I think I'm optimistically hoping that they would have something by an Oktoberfest. I'm hoping sometime in October. It would take probably that long to do the construction. But very excited to have them come in. Goes along the lines of our destination, making Lemont a destination place. Microbrews are a very cult-like. They bring people in from all over the area. They go out to these different microbrews around the 5-state area, and we're looking forward to them being on the map and hopefully create a lot of business here in Lemont. So that's where we are at on that. I want to thank the Hindu temple, Dinkar Kumari. I was at their celebration on Saturday night. I did not know that India was their own sovereign country. Only just 56 years ago they had their constitution from Britain. So they celebrate that every year. About 1,000 people up there celebrating at that point, and was honored to be part of that celebration. The State of the Village address is going to be Wednesday, March 5th at Crystal Garden Banquets. The chamber is asking everybody, that citizens and as such, that want to come out and talk or listen to the State of the Village are more than welcome to contact contact the chamber for tickets for that. Let's see what else we want to do. The weather. with where we're at right now as far as on salt, we have gone through 2.5 years of salt in this winter alone. We had stockpiles on the canal that we didn't use for the last 2 years, just based upon when you have a state purchase. Doesn't matter if you don't use it, you still have to take it. So you buy salt. Public Works backed off a little bit for last year. Still didn't use a whole lot of salt. And we continue to get that in for this year. As of right now, we have had, we call, when it snows, we call it an event. We have had 19 snow events where we've had to have multiple trucks out for multiple times right now. We are, and in an event that happens, in something that measures 3 to 5 inches, where the guys have got to be out for multiple hours at a time, like we've had over this weekend, we use between 200 to 400 tons of salt. 400 tons is what we got sitting in the salt dome right now. That's all we got left. Nobody will sell us any more salt. Everybody is out. Everybody's allocations are to their shipping point, and we are, we are forced right now to make sure that we're doing the hills, intersections, which we have to do anyways right now because salt doesn't work after it gets below 0 anyways. So we are conserving the salt right now. We do have, I was able to, along with Public Works, we were able to allocate about 80 tons today from different locations. Meeting with the Southwest Conference of Mayors on Wednesday, we have a meeting, and we're looking for, we're trying to get about another 400 to 600 tons of salt brought in right now. So the guys are doing a tremendous job. They've worked 9 weekends in a row. The equipment is holding up great because that's the type of job that they do down at Public Works, from the mechanics, the drivers, but they're tired. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. When you work that many shifts and you're on 19, you're working 9 weekends in a row, you don't take any time off, it starts to take a toll on them. We had 4 to 6 guys call off today just because they're just too tired. So we still have the staff down there. We have people that can take care of everything, but now we're dealing with water main breaks. And we're continuing to work on that around the clock with the guys that are out in the field right now. So I do not see a need where we will ever run out of salt, because we will be able to, I feel confident that we'll be able to accommodate what we need, but it is getting close for everybody right now. The river's coming up. The salt is loaded on the barges that come out of Kansas City and come out of St. Louis, but the rivers are frozen and the barges can't get through right now. So, and like I said, it's not just us, it's everybody in the 6 county area is starting to feel the same pinch right now. So we'll continue to work diligently. The guys will keep the streets plowed and keep things clear. But we're long-range forecasts that they're sending out from the National Weather Service to local leaders, the utilities and such, that they're not seeing any break through the month of February. There's going to be little spikes here and there, but we could definitely be in this type of pattern February, even into March. So we're going to be in for a longer haul right now, and we'll continue to keep working the best we can. It's a tireless process, but our guys are doing the best we can. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm sorry. We did not vote on that, so I would like to roll call for the consent agenda. I'm sorry, for the consent agenda, sorry.
Maples.
Yes.
Snagowski absent. Stapleton.
Yes.
Virgilio absent. Glatzer.
No.
Shaldekus.
Yes.
Motion approved. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, George. Now to the trains, since I get updated on that on an hourly basis right now. Trains on the Heritage Corridor will be running at normal service tomorrow, but if you pick up trains in other locations around, please make sure you check Metro's scheduling. I can guarantee you right now that the trains are going to be delayed tomorrow, and they're going to be running slow, and there's going to be cancellations. There's just, when it gets that cold, steel contracts, they cannot go as fast. People have loading times increase dramatically, everybody's bundled up. So waiting in their cars to the very last minute to get off the train, to run to the, or get out of their cars, to run to the train, coming out of the buildings. It's just a longer time. The doors are freezing. It's just, most of the stuff is not made for that. There's switches in Chicago that are 100 years old, and they have to literally go out and hit them with a blowtorch, or we have a jet engine that goes on the tracks to free and melt the switches. So it's a long process. Hopefully we will be done with this weather as far as on the extremes after this go around, but I can guarantee you that mass transit tomorrow will be delayed. So that's where we're at on that. In regards to, like I mentioned last time when we talked about, in our last meeting in regards to sports complex and sport complex updates, there was nothing that I met on or met with in the last couple weeks. I do want to mention and talk with individuals that have called me and reached out to myself and other board members. A lot of times, village, when we have our village board meetings, they're not question and answers for the most part, because we do have an agenda to get through. We got another 2 meetings tonight again. There's time limits that people, that we need to get through, and we need to go and keep this process moving. For the folks that did not speak, that have contacted me, I want to ask that anybody that has not spoke in regards to the sports complex, they would go first tonight if they have comments they would like to give. From there, myself, any of the trustees, the village administrator will answer and can answer questions at any time throughout the week. I have always made myself available for other engagements outside of, during the day and weekends, whenever it takes to be able to, answer questions and go through the process where we're at. So, for that, if somebody was not able, that's either here tonight or was in the audience last time that did not get a chance to speak or felt that they didn't, that they couldn't speak, I do apologize for that. And please contact me again, or the board, or have that opportunity tonight to speak in regards to that. So where we're at right now, like I said, there was no meetings that I had, or phone calls, or anything as such with any individuals since our last board meeting. I do have plans to contact people this week since people are off. Everybody's getting back from the piles on their desks from the holidays and moving forward. So I do plan to try to start setting up some type of meetings with organizations and individuals this week to start looking at the feasibility of the project and where we go from here. So with that, I want to open it up at this time to anybody that would like to speak in regards to either that item or anything else that's on the village agenda. If you could just, when you come to the podium up here, if you could just please state your name and your address. I want one more comment that I want to share. As everybody's known, I have kids that have participated in travel sports, local sports from the AYSO all the way up. My 12-year-old is in travel volleyball. I left Lemont at 5:45 Sunday morning to go to Elgin. Through the snow, up 355, all the way to 90 out to Randall Road, and Randall Road back. When I got to the center, which took me about an hour and 10 minutes, I was actually late. There was already about 200 cars in the parking lot as far as for opening, because the girls had to be shoes on at 8 o'clock. This area is it's no different. It's just like when you go up to International Parkway, as far as the warehouses. It's one of those warehouses where this is the volleyball court. The magnitude, or not the magnitude, but the group of people that we're trying to tie from here, okay, is a revenue source, okay? Just the 12-year-olds alone, okay? There's 78 teams in the 6-county area just for 12-year-olds, 12-year-old girls volleyball. that come in from the 6 county area that's there, that competed, not just in this place, but 9 other locations throughout the town, just on Sunday, because they're getting ready to go into their division play in 2 weeks. It's 1,000 12-year-old girls just playing volleyball. When I left there, went down Randall Road at lunchtime, I went to the Panera Bread. Again, it's in the middle of a warehouse complex. So there's nobody working. It's Sunday, snowing. We had to stand outside to get to Panera Bread to get lunch. I was the 7th car in line at the Starbucks that morning during a snowstorm where people getting their coffees like that. I can't stress enough how much these people spend money. It's just another example, and and I'm watching obviously because we're tied to this debate going back and forth, and we're looking at it, and we're trying to develop it, and I've watched the individuals who come and go, because you can buy stuff there, you get the cardboard piece of pizza or yogurt, banana, whatever back and forth, because you can't bring food in. They don't allow you to bring food in, so you have to either go or eat the concession food there. And what there is when, and I'm just speaking for the volleyball right now, they play six games back and forth. We have a 2-hour break in between, and that's how it gets done. Most of the girls have, they play, then they got a ref, then they're off, then they play, ref, things along that line. Parents on those teams have 2 hours off, and you can watch them go. They just cycle back and forth. And again, there's people bring people from Wisconsin, you bring them from Moni, or going all the way up to Elgin to play. And that happens now through the end of May when fall season, or when winter season's on. Talking with Trustee Miklos, his son is a sophomore, plays baseball. He practices at 5:30 in the morning. High school baseball, practices at 5:30 in the morning. That's the only time they can get field time. I know it's hard to grasp. I know it is for folks that have not identified with it and have not seen it and can't understand how crazy people like ourselves and parents are out there spending this type of money. But it's happening. Our own police commander, I had another meeting with our police this morning. Commander Tully, he has an 11-year-old little girl. He was at the Max in McCook. He goes, I can't, he goes, Mary, he goes, until I actually seen it for myself, he goes, I couldn't believe it. And they have managers out there on that field in McCook that when you get within 5 minutes of your playing time, you're done and off. I mean, they're cycling people like that. You've got your time and you gotta go. That's how tight the field time is right now. So I just want to share an experience that I had, that I continue to have back and forth, and where I'm drawing my information from. Okay? I was called again by one of the media people to ask about, there was a post that was up that we're naming the site. We have no idea what the site's name is going to be. We don't even know if the site's going to even work. We're not even close to that. It's so far from the truth, it's not fun. But there's a process out there that we're going through and we're working from, because there's a need in the area for it, that people are working for, because people are spending that money. And a destination, it's just like this brewery. There's a destination. It's a destination for things. So, with that, I appreciate you allowing me the time to speak. With my experiences I have, and at this time, like I said, I would like to, anybody else that wants to speak in regards to the facility at this time? Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jason Nash. I live at 13057 Clappett Drive here in Lemont. I lived in the Lemont community for...
It'll come on.
I've lived in the Lemont community for over 10 years with my 2 children, Haley and Drew Nash. They're also 11 years old. I'm actively involved in the sporting community in Lemont and have been since 2007. I've seen the need for the sports complex in Lemont for quite some time. I support the mayor and the board's intentions for building a sports complex here in Lemont. I'm currently the president of the Lemont Hornets Football and Cheer Association and chairman of the Lemont Bears Wrestling Club. The Lemont Hornets Youth Football and Cheer had 150 football players last season and 140 cheerleaders. We expect to grow to 10 to 20% this season. The Lemont Bears has 80 wrestlers this season, and it's been growing strong for the last 4 years. Both of these programs are the main feeder program for Lemont High School. 90% of these athletes will attend Lemont High School. For the Hornets football and cheer, we would gladly welcome both indoor and outdoor fields for practice and field time. We would also like to host many preseason bowl games and clinics throughout the season. We would use a facility for hosting cheer competitions throughout the season also. We would gladly be interested in using this for potential 7-on-7 spring football leagues and/or 8-on-8 arena football leagues. For wrestling, we welcome the use of this facility for ample indoor time for practice and also for larger tournaments. This weekend we'll be hosting one of the largest tournaments in the state for Illinois kids wrestling. We will have nearly 950 kids at Lemont High School along with their parents. And as the mayor said, it's a big revenue day for the community. As the youth sports community continue to grow and prosper in this community, we feed many great athletes to Lemont High School. We will continue to find many ways to maintain our competitive edge with the surrounding communities, and I feel this Lemont Sports Complex will allow us to do this. Let's face it, the youth sports in this country has become a $7 billion industry. Parents pay thousands of dollars annually for top-tier training for their athletes. And why not here in Lemont to bring tax revenue and rejuvenate downtown businesses as well? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jason.
Arlene Bergman, Southern Kettering. I am a resident and a taxpayer. And I would just like it to be known that I feel that the residents of Lemont should have a right and a say in this sports complex, whether they want it or they don't. And that is our right. In the suburban life, I cut out an advertisement. And what it's saying is, best pizza in your hometown. Vote now for your favorite local pizza place, and we'll publish the winner in our ultimate guide to pizza in the western suburbs. What I'm saying is, they're giving these people, their towns, a right to vote for pizza. We're talking 21.3 mil. Give the residents and voters their right to vote on this.
My name's Pat Stanton. I'm owner of a business in Lemont and owner of a number of pieces of real estate. I pay an outrageous amount of property taxes, so I'm very interested in anything that would affect my taxes. However, this opportunity, I think, is a pure opportunity for maybe lower my taxes. I'm 100% for this. I think it'll bring a tremendous number of jobs to this city and opportunities will last for generations. I have 6 grandchildren. All of them participate in paid sports all over the state. My oldest granddaughter travels as far as Wisconsin. This is an opportunity you do not want to lose. It's free land, it's no property taxes, it makes money. The worst thing that could happen is this thing could be spread over 20 years and every taxpayer pay a portion of it. There's little downside to this in my estimate. We do risk analysis all the time. This is a win-win-win for everybody. Get the emotion out of it and try and analyze it from a practical standpoint and from an economical standpoint, and I think you'll see it's good. There's no downside to us for it. Don't let this get away from you. fight for it and put every effort you can behind it. Everybody benefits from this, everybody. That's all I gotta say. You voted those people in.
Hi, my name is Jen Eden. I live at 1268 Camelot Lane in Lemont. I have two daughters. We've participated in softball from Park District through travel. We participated in volleyball at Old Quarry in the high school. I too spent my entire weekend, I don't know where the mayor's daughter plays, but I drove over an hour. I spent my entire Saturday last week in Crystal Lake. And I saw the exact same things the mayor saw, and I see those things over and over again as well. But for me, sometimes we don't go to lunch. Instead, I go get my Target run done, my Kohl's run done, and everybody I'm with is doing the same. So that's the piece that I see as much as the food and, having lunch or, getting a card or something is I actually often in Crystal Lake am doing my Target shop for the week, my Kohl's run for the week or whatever. So I think that that's great. And the first thing we do as moms when we get there is we go, okay, where's this at? Where's that at? Like we get a quick, almost navigation about where we're gonna hit while we're out there because you wanna be there for your family and then you need to be there to get those other things done to get the rest of your week done as well. So I thank all of you for continuing to pursue this. All new things are risky and you get a little nervous about them and I have some of the same concerns probably that both sides of this room is actually feeling. However, I do think that time will show that this is a good thing. It's a good thing for my daughter to have this opportunity or my kids in this community. It's a good thing to bring these kids from other places here to see our town and maybe come back, like you said, next time to go see the brewery. My family has enjoyed travel sports and, I think a lot of other people have as well. And it's like a real process. You just spend the whole day and you end up spending money. And I laugh every day on my way home, like, can't believe I spent all that money. We had to go to lunch, then we had to get this, then we had to get that. And it turns into like a big deal. So I think it could really spill over into, the entire community. And then to tag back to that as well, I'm part of Lemont Raiders and we ran our first tournament this past spring in Lemont, and that was an amazing experience. I don't know if you guys were around that weekend or not, but to see the entire Cog Hill field covered with cars and hearing back from the local restaurants about how they were all jammed at like 3 corners and the Starbucks. Jimmy John's ran out of bread, so those were some really cool things that I was really proud as being a volunteer of that organization, seeing all those people come into town, and I ran parking, so that was a blast. But as I stood there all day long, going this way, one of the best parts about it was people were like, where do we go eat? And I'm like, oh, Pancake Cafe, or I want something quick. I'm like, oh, Jimmy John's. So, I actually got to be a bit of an ambassador for my community and stand there and then tell everybody kind of the hot spots to go to. So I hope that, we can all come together and get this thing done. I saw the one in Romeoville the other day. It's just gorgeous, and I would be very proud to have something like that in this community. I think it'd be a great resource. So hope you guys go for it.
Anybody else?
I am, but not for the same issue, so I'm trying to let them all have their speech first.
That's fine. Mayor? Yeah, I'd like to say something.
Dave Mouser, 413 4th Street, Vermont. You can say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I too am a taxpayer. I moved to Lemont when I was 5 years old. I've been around here quite a long time, and I just want to thank you for this opportunity, Mayor, board members, for giving me the opportunity to speak. When I came to this community back in the 1970s, it was a small town atmosphere. Population was under 4,000 total. There was one baseball league for kids, a Dog and Suds, a Ben Franklin, and no McDonald's, Burger King, Jewel, or any of these large businesses that we have today. The town was growing and businesses had to grow with it. Today there are triple the high school graduation class sizes when I went to school here, as well as 3 different baseball leagues, 2 that travel, soccer leagues, and many other athletic leagues that search for fields each year. Leagues do this so that they can help their kids develop in the sports that they love year-round. This does not even count the opportunities for other sporting events that could be held year-round at the potential new facility. I know that the community as a whole is not involved in all the decisions that took place involving the sports complex, and that all do not have access to the information and the thought process that went behind your decision to move ahead with this. However, knowing each of you as I do, I know that you have done your due diligence to ensure that such a project will be as successful as possible. My only request to you is that when people make reference to misstated facts, that you correct them as soon as possible. I've seen people come before you and speak on behalf of the 600,000 plus individuals that have to come to the town and make this business, this opportunity a success. My understanding is it's not individuals that need to come, but touches. So for instance, a mother dropping off a child to start their practice, going home, and then coming back to pick up their child represents 2 touches. It is also my understanding that our own core facility in town had over 1 million touches a year ago and would give credibility to the success of such a facility in the future. I just wanted to say that I'm in support of the village moving ahead with all legal channels they have and access in order to help invigorate the business prospects within this community, create a focal point for the downtown as an area that will help draw new business, and give additional opportunities for children in this community and surrounding communities to participate in athletic activities year-round. I also wanted to say thank you to each of you that continue to hold true to your values and morals and trying to do what's best for this community, and I appreciate your efforts year-round. Thank you.
Hey, John, I'm gonna let you speak right after when we go to the, your portion of the, yours, I'm sorry, on your side.
Like,
I apologize.
We said John, and I'm like, are you
I
talking
apologize,
about
that's
us?
why I had me on the shoulder, I apologize for that, man. So, because yours and Mr. Ross is gonna be right after this, so. as soon
No,
as-
but we're willing to wait until they, because
That's
this
right,
is a hot topic and it's on their minds right this minute. We'll wait until they're all done speaking.
Thank you, ma'am, I appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Dawn Tartaglia. I live at 40 Woodview Lane, and I will be short on mine. I do have 4 kids. They play pretty much every sport you can imagine. We travel everywhere for those. And my main reason for coming up here is you do have my vote for the sports complex, but it's not just for that. I moved here 5 years ago, and when I was looking at property and the real estate agents were telling me what downtown Lemont is gonna be, what it's becoming, what's gonna be added, what's added to that complex where the condos are, I was so excited to move from downtown Chicago out here, and that never happened.